What is up, everyone? This is Toby with Crypto Tips, and that's Heidi.
Yeah.
And right here, we're talking about a bunch of questions that our Patreon members have sent over to us. If you want to be our Patreon, check us out. We give our trade alerts, our portfolio classes. You can submit your questions. You know, this space, a lot of people have a lot of questions, and there's not like a help desk. So we are kind of like a help desk in that sense, and we will answer. We will go through each question and eventually get to it. So
yeah,
we might be doing this for a million years because there's so many questions that we get. But anyways, let's get into it.
Yeah. So this is episode 38 to give you guys a hint. Okay. Anyway, first question: has the whales sending coins to exchanges narrative gotten old and become irrelevant? Like he's talking about when people freak out when you see these whale alerts on Twitter saying this chunk of money was sent into an exchange or off of an exchange. Is that irrelevant?
No, it's not irrelevant. But what whales do is they can trick people. So, for instance, a couple days ago, there was 131,000 Bitcoin transferred over to Binance. You don't know what they are planning on doing. But you can also see the inflow as well. So that could have been a whale that decided to try to scare people. It could have been Binance's wallet as well, just transferring it from one place to another. You just don't know, but it's wise to see, like, if you see like a pattern, like a constant pattern that people or whales are putting their Bitcoin like onto exchanges, more than one, and it's happening over and over again, then that could be concerning, because that could mean they're trying to go short. You really don't know what they're trying to do. But what we've seen the last bull run is that the whales were really like dumping their coins on the exchanges, and so we can kind of gauge what is potentially happening. But nobody knows for sure unless you're that whale, of course. So, but it is really important to see what big whales are doing with their coins.
It's definitely not irrelevant because as much as we think this crypto space has grown, it's still really pretty small and sadly easily manipulated by whales. But that doesn't mean that you can't also benefit from that manipulation if you can kind of see it coming and be advantageous in it as well. So, when you see it dipping, are you going to buy more? Are you going to take advantage of that dip? Because that's what most of them trying to do. Like you said, maybe they're trying to scare people to get them to sell so they can buy back at a higher price. And that's usually the whole goal is to stack more sats, to accumulate more Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency you want over time, right? So
yeah, and also when the price is going up sometimes and there's a lot of volume, and you're also seeing on-chain analytics showing that there are big whales putting their coins into cold storage or off the exchanges. That's a good sign saying, hey,
they're locking it up.
They're locking it up. Here we go. The rocket ship's happening. So
because that's taking supply off of the exchanges as well. And so, it's almost like it's a mini version of if you were to lose your keys and you're mining Bitcoin and you had like 1 million Bitcoin on a computer and it ended up in a dump. You're contributing to the increased scarcity of Bitcoin. Whales moving their coins off of an exchange is kind of a mini non-permanent version of that. So it lends to more scarcity of Bitcoin. Next question. Just curious, if Bitcoin was not yet invented, what field or industry would you have entered or focused on to earn a living?
So I would definitely get into stocks again, or I would have been in stocks, just because I can travel and I can go ahead and buy whatever company I really wanted to. And I definitely wouldn't have done like real estate or whatever, just because I personally hate real estate because I have to pay a broker, I have to pay all these stupid fees, I have to do the title, and oh my gosh, like they make it so difficult for real estate. I hate it. And especially when we have a couple properties, and like it was really difficult for me to I got to meet with a lawyer again to make sure all the documents are right. I'm like, just buy Bitcoin, man.
Exactly.
Forget this crap, I hate this. But that's just me. Heidi's different. You know, I do enjoy the house we live in. You know, that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
but
you can't live in a Bitcoin, like, that's to be honest here.
But I mean, still, it's like at least I have something that's doesn't have like so many third parties that will dictate, you know, how much the price of the house is going to be. It's just like this. It's just kind of like our rental property. You know, we are subject to the government shutting down the country, essentially.
Yeah.
And so I don't want that. Screw that, man. I want Bitcoin, where I know that the more these jerks print their currency out of thin air, the more that, you know, Bitcoin is going to rise, and that it's free and I can transfer it anywhere in the world. I can't transfer my real estate everywhere in the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, I can go on and on.
Yeah. So basically, if there wasn't Bitcoin, you'd be trading something in some form, because it gives you the more free lifestyle.
So much more free. Yeah.
So for me, I would probably be doing something like editing or writing online. That's basically the trajectory I was on anyway. Before I invested in Bitcoin, I was definitely shifting outside of this idea of a brick and mortar type life to a digital life that helps with like traveling and stuff. So that's actually how I got started with Steam and Steemit. As we started traveling, I started traveling for the first time in my life, and I was pretty inspired, so I was journaling a lot. And basically, I turned that journal into my blog on Steemit, and I loved that. But I always really enjoy writing, and that's why, you know, I've done these videos for so long. I really enjoy researching and reading so much. So it would have been reading and writing at some form or another for, I don't know what kind of a niche it would be in. Maybe probably healthy eating and healthy beauty tips and stuff like that. That's such a saturated market at this point. So I'm really glad that Bitcoin exists, because it helped in a lot of different ways in our life. So anyway.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. If you like this video, like it, subscribe if you want, and yeah, stay disobedient. Don't follow the sheep, follow us instead. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.